getting a flood of mail. Well-intentioned people, by the way, that want to discuss the minutia of the charges against Donald Trump and Hunter Biden. But I can't do that responsibly because I don't have discovery. So do you know what discovery is? In any court case, civil or criminal, both sides must put forth the evidence and the defense so that no one is surprised in a court of law by stuff they're not expecting. So there's a rigorous process that goes on before any trials. Information changes hands, ebb and flow. So anybody can make any allegation about anything. And the press does that all day long. They don't care about discovery or anything else. All right, the press just want the giant allegations so people read or buy, whatever they do, consume their news. But responsible people like me, I have to wait and see what the special prosecutor, Jack Smith, has in the case on January 6th. I don't think he has much, but I don't know. I don't know what Donald Trump's defense is going to be in Mar-a-Lago. Now, we're going to get into all of that tonight. I'm going to tell you what is on the record, what I can report. But if you want speculation, it is not the program for you. One thing I can say with certainty is that much of the action against Donald Trump is politically driven. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Number one, Stormy Daniels, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. Uber leftist Bragg. The city is in chaos because of him. Statistics. He took office on January 1st, 2022, last year. Okay? From that time to November of 22, 11-month period, Bragg downgraded 52% of all felony arrests. That means the police arrested somebody, they were charged with a felony, it went to Bragg's office, he goes, nope, downgraded. Either threw it out or downgraded it to a misdemeanor. 52%, okay? Compared to 39% in the year before Bragg took office. So you can see this guy doesn't want to prosecute many people. He lets heavyweight heroin dealers go out on no bail. He lets gangbangers with a rap sheet a mile long caught with loaded pistols out on no bail. This is not a responsible human being in any way, Alvin Bragg, in my opinion. Okay, so he's charging Donald Trump with a felony for allegedly paying Stormy Daniels money to keep her quiet. 90% of high-profile human beings, male or female, would have done the same thing because they don't want their families embarrassed and they don't want their businesses harmed. Remember, anybody can make an allegation about anything. Just want it to go away. Bragg knows that, and Bragg never would have charged this case unless Donald Trump was involved. Never in a million years would this man, Alvin Bragg, have brought that case. And he still has not defined what the felony charge is. After all this time. And he says, I don't have to until the discovery process. Makes me angry because I know it's corruption. That's number one. So this is political here. Let's go to Atlanta. Fannie Willis, Fulton County. Okay. She has charged Donald Trump with 13 felony counts to try to illegally overturn the Georgia vote. Not just in Atlanta, but all of Georgia. So, where is the Attorney General of the state? That's his purview. Fannie only has jurisdiction in Fulton County, one county. So, I went on News Nation with Chris Cuomo last night and said this. Go. Do you know how many counties there are in Georgia? Do you know?
No. How many?
159. Do you know how many district attorneys joined with Fani Willis in this action?
0.
Okay. Interesting. Now, jurisdiction, she has it in the Atlanta, Fulton County area.
Yes.
Does not have it in Cobb County, doesn't have it in Savannah, doesn't have it anywhere else. But who does? The Attorney General of the state, who should have brought this case because it is a statewide case. The alleged fraud, the alleged racketeering did not just happen in Atlanta, it happened all over Georgia. But not one district attorney from any other of the 158 counties would join with her. That should raise every red flag in the world. Okay, that logic is irrefutable. And a lot of these counties in Georgia have Democrat DAs. Nobody signed on. So, the only conclusion that a fair, rational person can come to at this juncture is this is political, just like New York City. Here's what Jonathan Turley said about it. Go.
Willis seems to have charged everything and everyone, is allowing God to sort them out. You look at this indictment and every call, every tweet, every speech seems to be a separate criminal act that composes this conspiracy. That raises really troubling questions as to the criminalization of the challenges to elections.
Now, we went over that in a historical sense with Thomas Jefferson, Aaron Burr, John Marshall. It's a message of the day. You can access it on BillO'Reilly.com. Okay, so the two so-called local beefs against Trump are undeniably political, in my opinion, and I think I backed it up to the extent Cuomo didn't have anything last night. He couldn't refute it. He didn't agree with it, but okay, you believe what you want to believe. All right? Now let's get to the feds. So, Special Prosecutor Jack Smith, all right? Now, he's been maligned on the right. He blew the case of the former governor of Virginia, McDonnell, and he's a zealot. I mean, he's going to do what he's told to do by his boss, Merrick Garland. And we all know that. Nobody challenges that. So, Smith's whole case on January 6th, his entire case, is that Donald Trump knew he lost the election of 2020. He knew it. But he tried to overturn the election anyway. That's his whole case. Now, the key witness to that case is Vice President Mike Pence, because Trump wanted Pence to go in and delay the electoral count certification. We all remember this. That's what happened on January 6th. All right? Pence would not do that. Now, if Pence would walk into discovery, where he's under oath, and say, Trump told me he lost the election, but wanted me to stop it anyway, Trump's then convicted. But Pence goes on NBC News and doesn't say that. Go.
I looked through the process. I was determined to hear the objections that Republicans were planning to bring, Chuck, and many did bring.
Right.
I mean, you remember Democrats brought objections to Electoral College votes in 3 of the last 4 elections that Republicans prevailed. There's nothing unusual about that.
None of it, right.
But I did ask the parliamentarian.
Under the law.
I did ask the parliamentarian very directly, Chuck.
Right.
I asked her because I was hearing rumors. I was reading in the newspaper that there were alternate electors. I asked her point blank.
Was anybody in the White House telling you this?
Electors from any state. And she said there was not. I don't recall that. I just remember hearing it in the public. And I wanted a definitive answer whether or not the parliamentarian had received any additional electoral votes. She had not.
Okay, once again, was anybody in the White House telling you this? I don't recall that. That's Trump's strongest point. Now, somebody told Mike Pence, hey, we know we lost, but we want you to go in there and boot it anyway, delay it anyway, so we get fake electors in there. And Trump is guilty. And so are all the people who would have advised him to do that. But that's not what Pence said publicly. So is what Pence going to go back now, an evangelical Christian under oath, and counter what he said on Meet the Press? I don't think so. Now, I'm not trying this case, not doing that. because Smith may have other evidence about his allegation, that Trump knew he lost and took illegal steps to negate the election. He might have had something else that I don't know about. But if it's Pence, he loses. Smith loses. If booking your own timeshare was difficult before, you know that lately it's been almost impossible. Most clients are shocked to learn that their timeshare is now available to the public, which severely limits booking options. Many owners are also upset that their yearly dues have nearly doubled during this maintenance fee season. For well over a decade, Lone Star Transfer, a family-owned company, has had the pleasure of helping thousands of owners legally and permanently get out of their never-ending timeshare fees. With an A-plus rating at the Better Business Bureau and more than 900 five-star testimonials, Lone Star Transfer is a company you can trust. Lone Star Transfer guarantees the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. So please call today for a free, no-obligation consultation, 855-551-7066, 855-551-7066, or check them out online, lonestartransfer.com. Smart life. This is important. So a study out of the Harvard Medical School and the University of Queensland in Australia conducted all across the world, 150,000 adults, 29 countries. Ready for the headline? Half of all human beings are likely to get a mental illness by the age of 75. Okay. The most common for women mental illnesses, depression, phobia, like they're afraid to go outside or something like that, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. I'm not exactly sure what the post-traumatic stress is when you're 75 and a lady. I don't know. Men, alcohol abuse, depression, and phobia. Okay, I believe this study, based upon my life experience, that once a human being reaches the age of 75, they start to get a little shaky mentally in some areas. All right? You've seen it. I saw it with my mother and my father. And my father died at 62, so I didn't even get to 75. My mother died in her 90s. Paranoid, frightened, because they know that their physicality is on the decline. They're more dependent on other people, and that leads to anxiety, depression, all of that. So how can you prevent this? That's the Smart Life tip. And this is just coming from me. No Harvard study, none of that. As you get older, the first thing is accept it, because everybody's in the same boat. I mean, I see these guys who are like 70, 75, dyeing their hair jet black. Why? It's not. No. All right? Accept it. Number one, you're getting older. All right? But you should be getting smarter. More wisdom. So it's a counter. Number two, move it. Okay? No excuses. Move it. Just go out for a walk 4 out of 7 days. A substantial walk. Move it. If you can, if you're physically infirmed, I understand. Get in the pool, do some stretching, whatever you can do. Because that stimulates, all right? As you get older, your immune system declines. And again, everybody, it's no supplement you can take. There's nothing you can do about it. Your immune system declines so that maladies are easier to acquire because your immune system's down. Now, I gave you Smart Life tips before. Knock out the sugar as much as you can. I got a bunch of delicious cookies over the weekend. I ate some of them because they're delicious cookies. I would never buy them, but I'm rationing it, okay? Because sugar will weaken your immune system, will hasten that. If you're drinking all the soda and iced teas and energy drinks, look at the label. 50 milligrams, 70 milligrams. You're insane to do that. And the worse you feel physically, the more phobias, the more mental disorders you're going to have. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling energetic, if you can do a lot of things you ordinarily would do when you were younger, you're less inclined to get depressed. And finally, the drinking and the intoxicants. I mean, that's why this pot is so bad. So bad. All right, because number one, it affects your brain. Number two, it affects your immune system. What are you doing? All right, glass of wine here and there, glass of beer, moderation, okay. All right, but that is not going to help you. The intoxication stuff. Anyway, I know I sound like Elmer Gantry here. Look him up. But I want the best for you. Smart life. The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year's stocks dropped a whopping 20%. 2023 could be worse. You are right to be worried. So call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I've been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers and have the highest rating in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201. That's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201 or text BILL to 65532. All right, here is the final thought of the day. Since I left cable news 6 years ago, plus debate, robust debate, gone. People don't do it anymore. All right, it's too hard. So News Nation, the new cable news network, has hired me to do robust debate with Chris Cuomo every Wednesday night. Here's what happened last night.
You got to remember, Bill, to people who aren't in our business and for people who aren't in the inner circles of political insider intrigue, this is exactly the same thing that Republicans said was so repugnant with Trump and the Democrats.
It's not the same thing to me.
So him making phone calls to Georgia officials and others saying, find me votes and subverting democracy, that's not a big deal. But money is, because we don't know anybody in politics who uses their connections to make money. Come on.
If you let this go, if you let this kind of selling influence go to the tune of $30 million, you don't have a federal government any longer. But the overarching strategy
But if you
is
allow
this.
someone to go after the exchange of votes, that's okay.
Birthday boy, nothing's okay with me. All right? I step the facts. What the Republicans want to do is destroy the Democratic Party in the run-up to the 2024 vote. Nobody at this point is assured that Biden will run. I don't think he will.
Agreed.
But there isn't one Democrat, not one Democrat in Congress at this point who has the least bit of curiosity about selling influence to the tune of $30 million. Okay, you can see the whole debate, and it is worth watching, okay, on BillO'Reilly.com. Don't have to be a premium member or anything like that. You go there. We do that every week, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. Not done anywhere else. Again, it takes research to do it. You got to be quick. Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. I told Cuomo last night he got his butt kicked in that debate. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he won it. I want you to watch it, okay, and tell me what you think. I'm sure some of his supporters in the News Nation audience think he bested me. But again, we need this kind of debate in this country, and we're not getting it. We're getting a lot of ideological stuff. We're getting a lot of cable news hosts go, tell me more. What do you make of that? And the network people are worse. They're worse than the cable people. Mike Wild's rolling around in his grave. All right. So thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. I'll have a new column Sunday noon, and we really appreciate you guys supporting us and checking us out. All right. So we will see you tomorrow.